Kugan Cassius, the founder of the boxing channel IFL TV, joined Simon, myself, and Spencer Oliver this lunchtime. Kugan, how are you, mate?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me on.
Well, this is great. It's not often I can exclusively reveal that the invitation came to you courtesy of one Simon Jordan. He was determined that you were on this show and you're with us. So how good does that feel?
A quick question before we
go
on. So all these seats seem the same level. But how are me and Spencer the same level here? I don't understand what's going on.
Exactly.
What's going on?
If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook,
my special
Spencer
seat,
Oliver,
mate,
as you know, sleeps in a matchbox at night. But Kugan Cassius is about 6'12".
Exactly.
It's great to see you, mate.
6'5".
I could actually sleep in your shoe.
Yeah.
Would probably, yeah. Yeah. What size are you?
12.
Yeah, I can
and
sleep
counting.
In
A size 12 shoe. Well, you've given us a boot up the backside by coming in here today, and that's exactly what we need here at talkSPORT. Someone who knows his stuff, Mr. Jordan. Not that you don't in the world of boxing, let me tell you. He's well versed on that.
I mean, I've followed Kugan. I was a big admirer of his when he did stuff with Box Nation. I like his platform. Obviously, I saw a Twitter exchange between you two guys a couple of weeks ago, which sickened me. And
What was that?
And it's sycophantic, where Kugan was welcoming you to the world of boxing and telling you that you were the king of football commentary, and you were telling him how honoured you were for his response.
Kugan, that was very kind of you. Thank you.
I meant every word
He
as
lost
well.
some resonance with me there.
Well, you and I are kind of like the same, aren't we? We're very much into our
clueless.
football. You're an Arsenal fan, and we're also into our boxing. So I'm going to be doing some work, as you know, with this company, Probellum. But tell me about IFL TV, because this has been absolutely a revelation. How did it start? You've got something going here.
Started back in 2010. Had nothing to do with boxing. That's the best part of it. I think people watching it from back in 2010 know that for the first year we were doing what Spencer does now, turning up to the opening of an envelope. Anything. We were going to anything. Film premieres, like behind the scenes on music EPKs, just any event we could get ourselves into. We were doing a lot of stuff with reality TV.
Yeah.
Anything apart from boxing. So
Really?
yeah. And then
So when did that change?
it changed, actually. I went to a prize fighter, Spencer, remember? I don't know anyone else remember. Rocky Fielding won prize fighter good 9 years ago at the Liverpool Olympia, which was
He knocked everyone out in a
yeah,
round,
I think
didn't
he was the only one to stop everyone in
Last
prize
man
fighter.
standing.
in one round, I think it was as well.
Yeah.
So met Eddie Hearn there. That was the first time I actually interviewed Eddie Hearn. It was around, I think, 2011. I believe that was.
Yeah.
And then from there, no one was doing it.
Sure.
Obviously now, today, the whole boxing YouTube world is it's
exploded.
yeah, of course, and it's
Yeah.
very prominent in any media situation, which is good because more people covering the sport, the better.
But the thing I noticed with you and IFL TV, though, Kugan, spinning your blushes, you turn up at various events and you always get the interview. We're going to hear more from your interview with Anthony Joshua. You did it in Watford just the other day. But you get them. You're recognisable to these big names in the world of boxing, and you don't leave until you get the interview, which is something I like.
Yeah, it's
He's a nuisance, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think it's more of a nuisance because if someone knocked on your door every day for 10 years, eventually you're going to answer that door, aren't you? It's true, isn't it?
For sure.
You're going to do that. So I think it's more of the consistency and the persistence ahead of any kind of talent, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the fact that over 11 years, I've got a team. It's different, so I can kind of delegate different jobs to different boxing events, because there's now 4 or 5 jobs. 4 or 5 events a week. Just can't cover everything myself. So yeah, but I think it's more persistence that IFL TV as a whole has been at everything over the last 11 years.
What was the interview you walked away, Kugan, and you were thinking, geez, I've just nailed it. I got him.
Do you know what? My most pleasing interview actually isn't in boxing. It's actually, I interviewed Jack Wilshere about 7 years ago when he was still at Arsenal.
Yeah.
He was at a Frank Warren event at Wembley Arena and managed to get 4 or 5 minutes with him. And me being like an absolute diehard Arsenal fan, and Jack Wilshere at that stage was kind of how we're talking about Emil Smith Rowe now.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
yeah.
So I asked Jack Wilshere at the end of the interview, can you do me one favour? He said, what? Can you promise me you'll stay at Arsenal forever? And he looked at me and he went, yes, I will. I actually got on talkSPORT off the back of that interview. however many years ago. Obviously didn't work out well because he's not at Arsenal anymore, but that was the one where I kind of come away from that being an Arsenal fan thinking to myself, I've just interviewed Jack Wilshere, got him with a quote that's gone viral saying he's going to stay at Arsenal forever.
Yeah.
That was just a personal...
Just a memorable soundbite.
That was.
Yeah. Are you a Arteta fan?
Yes, I am an Arteta fan. I'm anyone who's in charge of the club fan because, anyone...
Yeah.
We've seen this situation.
Are you an Arsenal fan, TV fan?
Do you know what? There's a funny story to me and Robbie Lyle because we used to own a nightclub together, me and Robbie, in Luton back in 2009. And Robbie constantly says the reason why he started Arsenal Fan TV was off the back of IFL TV. Robbie actually asked me before he started whether I would do Arsenal Fan TV with him. At the time, IFL TV was just on that kind of a little bit of a rise, so I didn't want to commit to both, so I politely declined it. You could look at it in two ways, whether that was a good decision or not. But me and Robbie have been good friends for 20 years, and he openly gives IFL credit, not just me, but just IFL credit for a reason why he's been... Look at it again, you can look at it two ways. There's Arsenal fans out there that don't go with Arsenal Fan TV, but as a product and as a business, he's done well. So
we had Robbie in here, Simon and myself, quite a while ago, and that ended up like top of the bill at Olympia. That was quite remarkable. Everything was flying in here, wasn't it? But it was an interesting joust.
Yeah, I questioned the intellect and the IQ of some of the Arsenal Fan TV presenters.
Really?
Yeah, I did. And then Robbie went off on some 15-minute video that he produced about how I was a posh boy and how I was this, that and the other and how I didn't support the club that I owned and didn't really have a lot of facts behind it. But what I was very admiring of was his business model was a very good business model. What I was also concerned about was that the more discourse or the more challenges there were at Arsenal, the better his business model went. So which way was he? As an Arsenal fan, or was he interested in more controversy because Arsenal were declining? The more the decline was, up went AFTV's numbers. So we had this long debate.
Could I just offer a counter to that?
Yeah.
That's not specific to just football, because when a high-profile boxer loses, i.e. we can use the example of Anthony Joshua against Alexander Usyk, our traffic is through the roof because a boxer has lost, a high-profile boxer has lost.
Sure.
Does that mean that I'm looking for our British fighters to lose fights just so I can earn revenue? Absolutely not. I know that Robbie Lyle is a diehard Arsenal fan, and his business is his business, and he wouldn't take a paycheck over Arsenal losing in a million years. But I know that
I was
he's
just
my friend.
my issue was with some of the contributors, the language, the manner in which it was being represented, the clear indication that the more challenges there were at Arsenal, the more their numbers went up. And I was saying you're getting in between two lines now, between being a broadcaster and being a fan. And when most fans of Arsenal Fan TV were fans of other clubs looking across and rubbernecking at the horrors that were going on at that platform, we had this lively debate, shall we say.
It was lively, Kugan. You would have enjoyed it. We were glad to see him get in the lift, but you would have enjoyed it.